Before you take another bite of your salad, pause. What if the very vegetables you believe are protecting your heart, the ones you eat every day with pride, are actually making things worse? I know, it sounds shocking, but after decades as a heart doctor working with patients over 60, I've seen a pattern too dangerous to ignore. Patients who eat right, who walk every day, who avoid junk food, who blend spinach into smoothies and snack on pickles instead of chips, and yet they still suffer from high blood pressure, shortness of breath, or even sudden heart issues. That's because after 60, your body doesn't process food the same way it used to. Some vegetables can become harmful, not because they're bad, but because of how they interact with your medications, your metabolism, and your aging heart. In this video, I'm going to reveal 9 vegetables. Yes, 9. That may silently be undermining your heart's health, and what you should eat instead. So I urge you, stay with me until the very end, because the first one might be in your fridge right now, and the last one could completely change the way you see healthy eating forever. If you're ready to take better care of your heart and finally understand which foods help and which hurt, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss another video made for your stage of life. Let's begin with one of the most beloved greens in American kitchens, the one we call but for seniors on blood thinners, it can be a silent threat. Let's talk about spinach. Spinach has been praised as a heart-healthy powerhouse, rich in vitamins, low in calories, vibrant on any plate. But after 60, especially if you're on blood thinners like warfarin or aspirin, spinach can quietly disrupt your body's delicate balance. Here's why. Spinach is loaded with vitamin K, a nutrient that directly influences how your blood clots. While that might sound like a good thing, it becomes a problem when you're on medications designed to thin your blood. Warfarin, for example, works to prevent dangerous clots that could lead to stroke or heart attack. But too much vitamin K, especially taken inconsistently, can counteract this effect. It thickens your blood again. It makes your medication less effective. And the most dangerous part, you won't feel it happening. Take my patient, Ellie Thompson, 72 years old, retired teacher, daily walker, no junk food. She thought she was doing everything right, even blending spinach into her smoothies every morning. But then came the day she experienced a silent tear. Her blood work showed something alarming. Her INR levels, the marker for blood clotting, were too low. Her blood had become too thick, and she had no idea her healthy spinach routine was to blame. She was devastated. "Why didn't anyone tell me?" she asked. This is the reality for many older adults. Spinach isn't the enemy. In fact, it can still be part of a heart-healthy diet, but only if eaten consistently and communicated with your doctor. Sudden changes, starting or stopping spinach without adjusting your medication, can silently push your body into dangerous territory. So here's what you need to do. Always talk to your doctor when changing your diet, especially with greens. Eat spinach in moderation and at a consistent pace. Get your INR checked regularly, because even nature's healthiest foods can become harmful when your body and medication fall out of sync. And if something as praised as spinach can cause such disruption, what about vegetables that aren't just interfering, but actively burdening your heart with something far more dangerous? The next one is hiding in plain sight. Crunchy, tangy, familiar, and it might have more sodium than a bag of chips. Stay with me. This next truth might surprise you. Let's talk about pickled cucumbers, or as we often call them, pickles. Crunchy, tangy, nostalgic, a staple in many senior kitchens. For some, it's a comfort food, a memory of Sunday lunches or deli sandwiches shared with loved ones. It seems harmless, even healthy. After all, it's just cucumber, right? But what most older adults don't realize is that pickles can quietly sabotage your heart. You see, pickled cucumbers aren't just cucumbers, they're cucumbers soaked in brine, a solution saturated with salt. Just a few slices can contain more sodium than a bag of potato chips. And after 60, that salt isn't just flavor. It's fuel for high blood pressure and stress your heart may no longer be able to handle. I'll never forget Evelyn, a spirited 78-year-old widow who came to me frustrated. "I've done everything they told me," she said. "No chips, no bacon. I even meditate." And yet, her blood pressure wouldn't budge. It wasn't until we reviewed her meals that I saw it: pickles. Every single day. With lunch. Here's the truth. After 60, your kidneys aren't as efficient. They don't filter out sodium like they used to. That means salt stays in your system longer, holding on to water, increasing your blood volume, and raising your blood pressure. Your heart has to pump harder. Your arteries stiffen. And over time, that effort wears your heart down. Evelyn didn't feel sick. There were no warning signs. Until the day she felt chest tightness walking to her mailbox. It turned out to be the beginning of congestive heart failure. She was shocked. "Pickles?" she asked. "Really?" "Yes, really." But the solution isn't giving up flavor. It's finding a better way. Evelyn switched to sliced cucumbers with a splash of apple cider vinegar and herbs like dill and basil. Her blood pressure stabilized. Her energy came back. She told me, "I feel lighter." I didn't know food could make such a difference. You don't have to eat bland meals to protect your heart. But at this stage of life, sodium is a hidden enemy. Not just in pickles, but in canned vegetables, soups, sauces, and even breads. So check your labels. Rinse canned foods. Season with herbs instead of salt. Because the foods you ate freely at 40 may be slowly overwhelming your body at 70. And if salt is one hidden threat, what about something bold, comforting, and full of flavor, yet quietly setting your heart into overdrive? Let's talk about that next. Let's turn up the heat, literally, and talk about red chili peppers. Whether it's cayenne on your eggs or hot sauce on your favorite dish, many older adults love the kick, the boldness, the flavor. But what most don't realize is that the spice they crave might be quietly triggering their heart into distress. Take Raymond, a 72-year-old retired firefighter from Kentucky. A strong man, proud of never missing a day of work in his life. But he came to me complaining of heart palpitations, dizziness, and restless sleep. "Doc, I like it hot," he joked. "Cayenne in the morning, Galapagos at lunch, hot sauce at dinner." But what Raymond didn't know, and what most people don't, is that spicy food can overstimulate your sympathetic nervous system. That's the system responsible for your fight-or-flight response. What does that mean? More adrenaline? Faster heartbeat? Constricted blood vessels? Rising blood pressure? For someone younger, that might not be a big deal. But for someone over 60, that reaction can tip your heart into dangerous territory. We monitored Raymond's heart over 48 hours. Every time he ate spicy food, his heart rhythm shifted into abnormal patterns. He didn't feel it at first, just mild discomfort. But inside, his heart was working overtime. Capsaicin, the compound in chili peppers that gives them their heat, also increases inflammation in blood vessels when consumed in excess. That inflammation wears down your arteries like sandpaper against a hose. Over time, it raises your risk of heart disease. The worst part? There's no pain, no alarm, until something breaks. We made a simple change. Raymond didn't give up flavor. He just swapped fire for warmth. He began cooking with garlic, rosemary, turmeric, lemon zest, flavors that support the heart instead of spiking it. Within 6 weeks, his palpitations stopped. His sleep improved. His energy returned. "Doc," he said, "I didn't know food could calm me. So here's the takeaway. You don't have to suffer through bland meals. But after 60, your seasoning should serve your heart, not shock it. And if a sprinkle of chili can spark chaos in your chest, imagine what happens when a healing food goes too far. Especially when eaten raw." Let's talk about the next hidden danger. Raw garlic. Garlic, nature's medicine, praised for centuries by folk wisdom and modern science, for its ability to lower cholesterol, reduce blood pressure, and thin the blood. But what if I told you that when eaten raw, garlic can quietly become too powerful, especially when combined with heart medications? Let me introduce you to Helen, a 76-year-old widow from Georgia. She believed in natural healing. Every morning, she ate 2 raw garlic cloves, something her mother had taught her. She didn't feel sick until one day, while cleaning the kitchen, she fainted. Her blood pressure had crashed. She was dizzy, weak. At first, everything looked normal. Her medication was appropriate, a low-dose aspirin and a blood pressure pill. But her blood test told a different story. Her INR, a measure of how long it takes her blood to clot, was too high. Her blood was too thin. That's when she mentioned the raw garlic. Here's the truth. Raw garlic contains allicin, a potent compound that acts as a natural blood thinner. In moderation, that can be helpful, but when combined with medications like aspirin, warfarin, or Eliquis, it becomes too much. The result? Dizziness, nosebleeds, bruising, fatigue, and in severe cases, bleeding in the brain. Helen didn't know. She thought garlic was always good, but the older we get, the less our bodies can buffer these interactions. The liver processes slower, the kidneys clear slower, and the heart becomes more sensitive to blood volume and pressure changes. That's not weakness, that's aging, and aging requires adjustment. The solution? We didn't take garlic away, we just changed the form. Helen started roasting it with vegetables, adding it to soups, no longer raw, and the results were clear. No more dizzy spells. Her energy returned. She smiled and said, "I didn't have to give up garlic, I just had to respect it." That's the key. After 60, it's not about abandoning tradition. It's about tailoring it to your stage of life. Because food doesn't act in isolation. It either works with your body or against it. And if even something as trusted as garlic can become a risk when misunderstood, what about vegetables that look perfectly clean, but may carry hidden bacteria your immune system can no longer fight? Let's talk about the next silent threat. Raw sprouts. Raw sprouts, alfalfa, clover, mung beans. They look innocent. They're crisp, colorful, and marketed as superfoods in trendy cafes and health stores. But for seniors, especially those with heart conditions or weakened immune systems, raw sprouts can quietly become a threat you never saw coming. Let me share George's story. He's 68, retired, and proud of staying healthy after bypass surgery. He avoided red meat, drank plenty of water, and built every meal around fresh salads. But one afternoon, he collapsed. A fever? A racing heart? Confusion? It wasn't a heart attack. It wasn't a stroke. It was a bacterial infection in his heart. From contaminated raw sprouts. Here's what most don't know. Sprouts are grown in warm, moist conditions, perfect for bacteria like E. coli or Salmonella. While a younger immune system might fight it off, an older one can't always keep up. For George, it meant days in the cardiac care unit, weeks on for antibiotics, and months of recovery. And the worst part, he thought he was doing everything right. This is the reality of aging. Even foods that seem clean can carry risks. Your immune system is slower, your gut is more sensitive, and your heart is less forgiving. But that doesn't mean you need to fear food. You just need to know it. Cook your sprouts, steam them, stir-fry them. That small step destroys harmful bacteria while preserving flavor and nutrients. Because food after 60 should heal, not harm. And if raw sprouts can hide bacteria, and spinach can interfere with medication, and pickles can overload your blood pressure, what's the lesson? It is simple. The same body that has carried you for decades now asks for something new. Not perfection, but attention. Listen to it, adapt with it, because your next chapter, your healthiest, calmest, most vibrant years depend on one small question at every meal. Is this food working with my heart or against it? If you found value in this video, leave a comment with one below to let me know you're here and learning. And if this opened your eyes to something you didn't know, please share it. Someone you love might need to hear it too. Remember, your heart has given you everything. Now, it's your turn to give something back. One wise bite at a time.